Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do John Byrne's Babe, issue number 2. I had some fun with the first one, and yeah, we're going to continue the story because it seems that Ralph and I forgot her name is his secretary and Babe. Yeah, wants to find someone who is maybe connected to Babe because she doesn't have any memory at all, and Ralph wants to help her. And well, Ralph is a how do you say? He's an Hollywood agent, but he's not a very successful man. I mean, doing his job. And then his secretary says, "You may have managed to turn Babe here into the showbiz flavor of the month, but we still have no idea who she really is or where she came from. Your point being, so basically, she is going to introduce her to the blonde bombshell." So my first thought was, well, maybe she was, I don't know, a movie star or maybe a high-end model or something. And so they're sitting here in the room, and she says, and she just walked up on the surf on a dark and stormy night, she says. "What makes you want to think I know anything about her, Miss Perez?" And then she's demonstrating that she's really, really strong, but also suggesting that the blonde bombshell is also strong. I said, wait a minute, is she a superhero? So yeah, maybe. But before they, get any answers, Ralph says, "Hey, say, do you have a disco in the backyard or something? Because there's some colors here." And then out of nowhere, this super splash page, there's a UFO or extraterrestrial flying saucer coming from the house, and all the colors are just turning into negative or what? How do you call it? Looks great, and they are. I mean, I always talk about details, right, and backgrounds. Look at this, man. This extreme level of detail. John Byrne is the man. He's really good. So the house gets destroyed, and they are being sucked up, and they are. I mean, these. They are here, and so this guy says, "Hey, take the tall one, and the mail needs to go for processing," and the secretary gets zapped. Yeah, this is clearly a nod to Mars attacks and these creatures. And there's more. How do you say? A little bit more pop culture references in here. I believe that's the word. So she is unconscious. She's getting up, and she says, "Oh man, what's going on?" And she wants to get out because she thinks that Ralph is being tortured, but then she's being flown away because, I don't know, maybe some kind of a force field, or this thing is electrical. I'm not entirely sure. So she's being out again. And so the blonde bombshell says, "Sorry, I should have warned you about that. The same thing happened to me when I tried to bust open the door." And she says, "But we need to get Ralph." And she says, "Well, God only knows what those bug-eyed freaks are doing to him. They're not freaks. They're aliens. And unless I miss my guess, they're from Proxima Centauri." All right. So she says, "How do you know that?" Well, it seems indeed that she was a superhero, blonde bombshell, and she has a guy with her that's called, Torch of Liberty. They made a couple of them, in the 50s or 60s, and they have some adventures. And it seems that they are using the body parts for, harvesting, if you will. And she says that was the last thing that I saw of them until now. So she panics again, and she wants to go through the door again, and then she's, forgot that there's a force field on it. She's being unconscious again for the next round. But then, so they figure out that the secretary is actually in love with Ralph, because Babe says that to her, and Babe says mostly only "Babe, Babe, Babe." She can talk, and then suddenly she gets some, I don't know, memory back or something for a split second, and then she forgets who she is anymore. Like here, she surprised herself. That's crazy. And then we meet up that there are other people as well on the plane, on the flying saucers, and they were on a plane and they're being kidnapped. So we have here, a little bit of a flashback how that happened, and that there were about 65 people, but there's only 60 at the moment here in this room. and they're talking about a certain Carolyn Stevens. Not sure what the important that is, and because this flight attendant says, "Hey, do you know Miss Stevens?" I'm not sure. So that's a little bit vague, so I cannot get anything from that. Meanwhile, Ralph having the time of his life, I guess. So it seems they are pleasuring his centers, or stimulating his pleasure centers, and these rejects from Mars Attacks are very surprised that he is one of the rare people that has a very, very extremely high libido, and so they want to hold him here for more study. And I believe this looks really from Doctor Who, the robots, the Daleks, I believe. I'm not the Doctor Who fan or whatever, but I believe these called the Daleks. And this one as well from The Black Hole, which is a fantastic movie. Really good, pretty, well, can you say mature? Nah, it's not really mature, but it's a very good science fiction movie. Very dark. The ending is great, by the way. Check that out. And it's a Disney movie of all movies. Can you believe that? Well, Disney is now shit, but in those times, Disney made some pretty cool movies. Moving on. So it seems that this, green creature wants to take care of him, while the other ones are just walking away. And meanwhile, Babe is also being, tortured, but not, through the pleasure censure. They are experimenting on her, and she's making any trouble, they want to kill her or, disintegrate her or something. But they figure out that she is just a normal human, but there is something wrong. Well, not wrong. They discover something with her, but they have to test that a little bit more. Meanwhile, so Ralph says, "Hey, you sure it's this way?" Of course, all humans are taken to the holding pen before being processed. Okay, that's not very reassuring. But then he goes into this room and he sees Babe here, and Babe says, "Hey, Babe." "Ralph, my name is Ralph. What are you doing to you?" So he figured out that they are, not, helping her just like they quote unquote helped him, but they are being discovered by another alien, and he figured out that she is a traitor, but and she's going to be deleted. But then she's throwing herself on the gun while he's releasing that energy, and they are now both, well, green mush. So she basically sacrificed herself for Ralph, I guess. And Ralph, dick as he is, "Well, that's unfortunate. Somehow she decided I was amazingly cute for a pink-skinned quadruped, and I was using that to get her to lead me to Sylvia." Okay, so the secretary is called Sylvia, and but he figured out that she's here naked. Meanwhile, Sylvia is motivating the blonde bombshell to use her powers, but the blonde bombshell is a little bit hesitant because she hasn't used that since years, like in 1975, and but she did it, and she is still strong, and this is a typical John Byrne pose. I love it, and as you can see, so Ralph lends his underwear and t-shirt on Babe while he's walking to this. He says, "I do believe you look better in my underwear than I do. I wonder if I could sell Hefner on a pictorial." Okay, that cracked me up a little bit. Then let's just get a little bit weird. So we have a king of these aliens, and he says, "Hey, what is all with that noise?" And they say, "Well, that their humans are escaping from the pen." And the king says, "Well, what is the problem? Round up the escaped humans and exterminate them." "That might be unwise, Majesty. The matter transferal unit is in poor shape, and none of us know how to repair." Wait, what? "Those 64 specimens could be the last we are able to acquire for some time." And the king says, "Why am I not informed with that?" So, okay, check this out. "You were, Majesty. The last report of Council of Learning clearly indicated that you ordered emphasis on fashion and design in the educational system. has meant that for the last 300 turnings, the natural process of attrition has progressively eliminated almost everyone who understood how to work the machines. What? How can it be? That's crazy. So none of them understands technology. So yeah, the king just does not like them, and zaps him, and blop. I love that sound effect, by the way. And he orders them to the other ones to get the to get the humans, and for a search and destroy. Meanwhile, Babe and Ralph meeting up with Sylvia and the blonde bombshell. Wait a minute. Where is it? Well, normally it's full of ads. I wanted to show you some ads that I'm really interested in. So anyway, what's her name? Sylvia is very happy to see Ralph, and she said, "Hey, what happened between you and two? This is your underwear." And she's, accusing him a little bit about sexism and etc. Well, Ralph says, "Hey, we are in a crisis here. Do you think I have, time for a nookie in this situation?" She's going off him. And then Blonde Bombshell says, "Wait, hey, the aliens are here and we need to get out of here." So they are getting shot. And right before the end, they are teaming up for escape, but they are punching a little bit too hard. They're falling down. Look at that, man. This is great. This art looks so fantastic, so detailed. Amazing. Yeah, and that leads us to the next issue. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to show you. I'm really interested in this one. Anyway, this is a fun comic. Yeah, John Byrne can always do fun comics, in my opinion. Let me know what you think about it, and I see you next time. Bye-bye.